What's up, everybody? Welcome to a special live show presentation. I really want to see this Gator Bowl, so I decided to do a live show to go along with it. We're not there yet. We're still watching the ending to the Duke's Mayo Bowl. It's a good game. It's a close game, but not a lot of points. Right now, it's 16-12. Maryland over NC State. This has been a field goal festival. Field goal festival. That's the only way I can correctly talk about this game. Bunch of field goals. So we're down about 2.5 minutes left. NC State does have the ball, but if they want to take the lead, they can't do a field goal. It's too late for that. They have to score a touchdown right now, and they have 80 yards to go. And it looked like it was just intercepted. Yeah, I think that was intercepted. So that's probably the game right there. So right as I was speaking, NC State had their last gasp, and they literally threw it away. What about all these upsets here recently? 6-6 teams either winning it or at least making it close. I know neither of these two teams are 6-6. This was a 7-5 against I think it was 8-4. Once again, the 7-5 team looks like they're going to come out on top. So at least we're not seeing a ton of blowouts. We've seen a few. We've seen a few blowouts, but not a ton of them. What about the Liberty Bowl between Arkansas and Kansas? That was a really good bowl game right there. I was watching the end of that. I didn't get to see the part where Kansas got down 31-7. So I missed the blowout section of the bowl. Everybody thought it was over with. I saw it all over Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff. But once they got close, I got a little bit interested. So what's the end of that? I think it went to triple overtimes where they start, just swapping 2-point conversions. And unfortunately for Kansas, they were the first team that missed a 2-point conversion. NC State doesn't have any field goals left, so this has to be at least close to being over with. They're not doing any knees or anything like that. They're trying to run some extra time off, but this one's basically over. We'll see if something crazy happens because they're not taking a knee as of right now. So you never know. You never know. We will get to see the Mayo dunk. We will get to see that.
So
So we got about a minute 53, 52, 51, and so on and so forth left.
at halftime at the Pitt UCLA game, uh, UCLA is up 21-14.
That's a good one. So 2nd and 8, another handoff, another stop, but again, more clock is running. Is there going to be some time left on this? If so, it's not going to be much. We're looking at 3rd down. This one right here is going to take it to around 1 minute. And they have one more play after that. NC State doesn't have any timeout, so they can't stop the clock. Barring some type of miracle, this game is effectively over. They'll probably try to run it just to ensure and get that 1st down. Run it with 1 second left. Oh, almost a delay game. Very good. Does he get the 1st down? 1st down, game over. They would have had the smallest of chances to pull off a miracle, but Maryland got the 1st down, so there goes that miracle chance. Maryland wins the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Last year it was South Carolina beating North Carolina. I think Maryland could be a dangerous team next year. I really do. They had a good team this year. They scared both Ohio State and Michigan. Scared both of them. Victory formation, game over. It's the Gator Bowl that I'm looking forward to. This is going to be a good one. 16-12, Maryland wins. Not many points were scored. I thought Maryland would be able to put up a lot more points than that, although NC State does have good defense, but we already know NC State's offense is trash, especially without Devin Leary. But I expected Maryland to put up more points than that. Playoff prediction video is coming out today. I already have TCU and Michigan. I have that one out. And later today, I will put out my Ohio State and Georgia playoff prediction video. I actually think that Georgia and Ohio State is going to be a closer game than Michigan and TCU. And even if Ohio State does upset Georgia, I still don't think that they deserve to be in the playoffs. I know that's an argument between a lot of people, and I think that South Carolina's already up on Notre Dame 7-0. Wow, I did predict South Carolina to win this game, but that was quick. That was quick. I don't think I don't think I did a video on it though, so I don't have an official prediction video on it. But I expected South Carolina to win this game. They're red hot right now, and Notre Dame is just very hit and miss. You never know which Notre Dame team you're going to get. They've lost to some bad teams, but they beat some good teams. I guess you could say the same for South Carolina because they also lost to Florida and Missouri, but then finished the season by beating Tennessee and South Carolina. So I don't know. I trust the offense of South Carolina a little bit more. I think the defenses are comparable. Notre Dame might have a little bit of a better defense. 3rd and 8 already for the Fighting Irish. 3rd and 8. Got some pressure. Oh, he had him open, but he overthrew him. So that is a 3 and out to start the game. And look at the Beamer ball posters. They're already out. I'm telling you, Shane Beamer is a good head coach. He has got South Carolina headed in a really, really good direction. They better back up the Brinks truck whenever it comes to contract extension because there's going to be some bigger names looking for Shane Beamer. I promise you that. There will be some bigger names to look out for him. Little dangerous fielding right there. He takes a bounce and fields it, takes it out to about the 30-yard line. South Carolina has the ball back. 10:47 left in the first quarter. Impressive start for the Gamecocks. Y'all know me. I was high on South Carolina. My official prediction for their season was 9-3. They finished 8-4, but if they win this bowl, 9-4, that's only one loss away from actual season prediction. I know that's counting a bowl, but still, didn't miss that one. A lot of people were down on South Carolina thinking they were going to go 6-6 or worse. I knew they were going to improve. Notre Dame did surprise me because they started off really, really bad, losing to Marshall. You can't lose to Marshall. You can't do that. But they also finished strong. They beat teams like North Carolina, Syracuse, and Clemson. Whooped Clemson. That surprised me. It's 2nd and 7. Spencer Rattler out to the sideline. It's complete. Very, very patient. I think that's one thing that he's learning over there at South Carolina. A little more patience. He's gotten better throughout the year when it comes to patience. A little bit better. My chats are not. Joey, can you see any chats? Because mine aren't showing up. Pop in a second real quick, Joey. There we go. Yeah, good win for the Terps. NC State, they underperform year after year. They had talent last year. They had talent this year, and I don't think. Oh, fumble! Was that a fumble or was that incomplete? That's going to be reviewed, but right now it's being ruled as a fumble. Uh-oh. I'm pretty sure that's going to be. Well, I'm assuming that Mike Loxley is getting the bath, but they didn't show it. They immediately went over to the Gator Bowl. The timing on yeah, what is he doing? He literally just put it on the ground. No, no, commentator. They didn't knock the ball out. He just dropped it. What are you doing? Dude, that's one of the dumbest fumbles I've ever seen. Another dumb fumble that we saw earlier in the year. It was actually in favor for West Virginia. The quarterback Shapen just flat out dropped it. Kind of reminded me of that. And now Notre Dame has the ball inside South Carolina territory. So all the momentum in your favor, and one fumble. One fumble. Not good. They're showing the injury on the quarterback in the Marshall game. Joey, how many people we got watching? I can't see anything. I'm blind right now. Can't wait to get my laptop back. I'm having to do everything through my phone.
It's bouncing around, and I don't know if it's a StreamYard problem or if it's maybe a YouTube problem or what. It's bouncing around because it's saying 9 sometimes, and then it's showing me 18, then it's showing me 10, and it shows me 21. So I have no idea
Man,
how many's watching really. Be sure and hit the like and subscribe, everybody, or like button, and that'll get some more people in here. Or better yet,
yeah, there
share
we
it with a
go.
friend.
There we
Share the
go.
stream
Looks
with a
like a first
friend.
down for Notre Dame. Yeah, I'm definitely getting a new phone coming up soon. Yeah, that's what I was talking to. Who was I talking? One of my friends yesterday. I said, I guess all Michigan had to do was dock Jim Harbaugh's pay, and they got unbelievable results because ever since they docked his pay, they went to playoffs in back-to-back years. He had one of the biggest contracts in the nation, and he was doing terrible. They dock his pay, and voila, they go to the playoffs back-to-back. That's crazy. I guess they just needed to light a fire up under his rear end because maybe he's just starting to get lazy. I don't know. And they had to remind him, hey, you want the big money, you need to start winning, buddy. So I definitely agree with that. How do y'all like my studio chair that my wife got me? Look at this. It's nice. It's got great lumbar support. I think Notre Dame just got another first down. There's a flag on the play, though. Flag on the play. You don't realize how much you need something until it's gone. I really, really miss my laptop. Live shows have been ridiculously hard to do. Because on top of that, my charging port for my phone decided to go out, so I have to charge it wirelessly. So I can't keep a charge on my phone when I'm doing a live show because I can't charge it because it's wireless unless I like keep it on there or something. I don't know. It's just one of those big pains in the rear end right now. 2nd and 15 on Notre Dame. Back to the South Carolina 45, moving right to left. Fake the handoff, the sweep. Underneath, almost picked off by South Carolina. That popped up in the air. Almost picked off by South Carolina. South Carolina got some good pressure on him on that one, though. So you had to hurry up on that one. So this is going to be 3rd and 15. If Notre Dame doesn't convert or get a few more yards, they're not going to be in field goal range. So they'll either have to go for it or punt it. This could be a wasted opportunity. From the point of Notre Dame recovering, they've moved the ball 5 yards. There it is. First down, Notre Dame. So they did not waste that turnover. Okay. All right. Good game so far. That's all we can ask for. I really don't care who wins. I'm pulling for South Carolina. I really like what Shane Beamer's done, but I don't really have a vested interest. It wouldn't hurt my feelings one bit if Notre Dame won this game. I'm not really pulling against Notre Dame. I just, I just like Shane Beamer as a head coach a little bit better. Fake the handoff. It looked like a botch play, but that worked out good. Notre Dame gets a first down out of a botch. What you got to do? You got to make lemonade out of lemons. I think whenever you're scouting these recruits, I think that's one thing you need to look for these days? Can he make something whenever things aren't going well? It's easier to be a good quarterback or a good player when things are running smooth. But what happens if a botched snap or a botched play or somebody got in the wrong position? What kind of decision can the quarterback make? In that moment, I think that's what coaches need to look at as well, not just all the other stuff that they look at. That was a good example of a good decision off a botched play, and it worked out for a first down. So it's going to be 1st and 10, maybe a gain of 1, down to around the South Carolina 15. So it's going to be 2nd down and 9. South Carolina holds them to a field goal. That's a pretty good win for the defense right here, because they turned the ball over in minus territory.
Okay, so we do have 10 in here. I just went over and verified. So there are 10 in here right now.
Almost touchdown right out of his hands. Good throw. That would have been a tough catch, but I still think that was a good throw. That was, the defenders had no shot, no chance of getting that. One CBS guy is predicting TCU to win because of their 2 wide receivers. I get that. I don't know. I think Georgia's defense, well, I don't think, it's a fact. Georgia's defense will be the toughest defense that TCU's offense has played all year. And we saw how they handled Kansas State. They had to come from behind in the first game, and Kansas State was down to their 3rd quarterback. Notre Dame, touchdown Notre Dame. Design quarterback run, touchdown Notre Dame. And then, of course, in the 2nd game, they didn't get shut down, but they had issues. And that's they're playing Michigan, excuse me. They had issues against Kansas State, but Michigan's, not Georgia. Georgia's playing Ohio State. Michigan's defense is much, much better than Kansas State. I think they'll be able to put up points, but I think the biggest mismatch is Michigan's offense versus TCU's defense. This is a different Michigan. We've seen throughout Jim Harbaugh's coaching career at Michigan, it's been mostly defense and, just an offense that takes care of the ball, doesn't turn the ball over, but doesn't put up a ton of points. Michigan is a top 10 offense this year. It's going to be very different. Hillbilly Skeptic, thank you for the $2 donation. Says, which games are you watching tomorrow? Definitely the playoff games for sure. Trying to think who else plays tomorrow. Is it no? I think the Reliant Quest Bowl is on the 1st. I can't remember all the other games that are playing tomorrow. Joey, what other games are playing tomorrow? I know the playoffs are tomorrow. Trying to think of the other games. I'll be watching those for sure.
Okay, so a bowl game tomorrow. Let me bring those up so I can get to make sure it's right for you. All right, so today we still have Ohio. We have the Arizona Bowl and Orange Bowl today. All right, so tomorrow we have the Sugar Bowl, Alabama, Kansas State.
Alabama, Kansas State. I'll watch that.
The Music City Bowl, Iowa and Kentucky.
That's just a rematch of last year's bowl.
The Fiesta Bowl, TCU, Michigan.
Yeah, 2 playoff games. I'll be watching those.
And the Peach Bowl, Ohio State, Georgia.
So Peach, Fiesta, and Sugar. Those are the 3 bowls that I will definitely watch tomorrow.
But the 2 noon games are the Sugar and Music City Bowl. So
I don't care about the Music City. That's just a rematch of last year's. I don't know if it was the Music City or Citrus Bowl, but they played last year. Kentucky and Iowa played in a bowl last year. It might be a Music City rematch. I'm not sure. I'm thinking Citrus though. I think they played in the Citrus last year, and I think Kentucky actually won that game. As far as the SEC East goes, I think it's actually going to look really, really similar. I do think South Carolina is going to be even better, so I like them as a solid second place team. But the rest, depending on what Florida does, I do think Kentucky could be worse, especially with their schedule for next year's. Man, Kentucky has one of the toughest schedules in the entire nation next year. They drew cross divisional against Alabama. It is a home game, but it's still Alabama. They got a lot of tough road games. Their out of conference isn't the easiest. So I expect Kentucky to be like a 6-6 team, still get to a bowl, but not as good as this year. Of course, Georgia probably going to win the East. I think South Carolina could finish second, and I know that I predicted that this year, but I think they'll be even better, and they'll finish second. And then I like Tennessee third. Missouri. I think Missouri is the team that gets better, and I think they could be bumped up to fourth. I think they'll be above Florida. They'll be above Vanderbilt, of course, and they'll be above Kentucky. So Kentucky takes a step back, and Missouri takes a step forward. That's what I'm thinking for the SEC East next year. And watch out for Auburn in the SEC West. I think they could be a solid 8-4 team. That was one of the best hires they could have made. Hugh Freeze. That was a brilliant hire. I'm actually kind of surprised that Auburn was able to get Hugh Freeze. I agree with you, Jonathan. I think Michigan has a national championship team this year. I really do. I think last year they were a good team, but they ran into a historically great Georgia team. If that historically great Georgia team hadn't existed, I think Michigan would have had a chance to win the national championship. Alabama was still probably a little bit better, so it'd been a close game, but I'd probably pick Alabama over Michigan. This year, I really do think that Michigan is the best team in the nation. I do. I think they're better than Georgia. I think they'll beat TCU comfortably tomorrow, a couple touchdowns. But I think it's going to be between Michigan and Georgia, and I have Michigan. I have Michigan winning that championship. Devin Leary to Kentucky, that's a good pickup, but I don't think he's anywhere close to as good as Will Levis. I think Will Levis is a much better quarterback. Devin Leary is going to have to get used to playing in the SEC. He put up decent numbers, but remember he played in the ACC, and NC State still underperformed. South Carolina with a big play right there. A little bit of trickery right there, actually. It looked like a wildcat because they had Joyner in there, and then he threw it over the top to the tight end. That was a good play right there. Good play right there. I'm not saying Kentucky's going to be bad next year. I just don't like the schedule that they drew for 2023, and I don't think Devin Leary is as good as Will Levis. Oh, a double flea flicker. Not a huge gain, but hey, 8 yards. I would call that a successful reverse flea flicker. That's what it was. It was a reverse flea flicker back to the quarterback. And it looked like we have an injured player. Who was that? It might have been the receiver that caught it. Because he was kind of hit kind of low. That looks like where he's hurting. By the way, I'm not going to be able to stay for the entire game. I got to go pick up my girl, my wife from work. She has MS and right now can't drive, so I gotta drop her off and pick it up. I don't care. I don't mind. Just giving y'all a heads up on that. Why I said that. And this phone does not have a lot of charge either, so man, it's a pain not having my laptop. It is a super, super pain, big time pain. Skeptic Centurion friend, I'll switch this out to where Kentucky. How about? I think that's fair. There you go. Just for you, just cause you're in the chat. Mm. What was that other game that was good yesterday? What was it? Florida State and Oklahoma. Florida State ended up. I think it was Florida State ended up winning that game. That was a pretty good game too. We've had a lot of really good bowls. There's been a few blowouts, but for the most part, I think they've been pretty solid.
The best bowl that I've watched has been Kansas and Arkansas.
Liberty Bowl, number one. Yep, definitely.
Oregon
I would agree with
UNC
that.
was okay.
Which one?
Oregon and UNC, the Holiday Bowl was a pretty good game.
Oh, that's the other one that I was thinking of. Yes. Who won that game?
Oregon 28-27.
Damn. I completely forgot about that game. I actually thought that was going to be a bit of a mismatch, but North Carolina really, their defense surprisingly was good against Oregon, even though they lost. I think that was a good showing for them.
You're really skeptic. We appreciate you being coming in, buddy.
I even switched up the helmets for them. I got Kentucky front now. I was talking to, it might have been you yesterday. No, no, no. It was either Jeff or Sorgy stories about how people send in mini helmets to represent their team in the background. And I can't express how thankful I am for that because I mean we're talking what $400 or $500 worth right there. There's no way that I would be able to afford that. Well, maybe over a 5-year period, I could have that
Right,
many helmets.
right.
So like that that has helped the channel a lot. I think the background looks great, and it wouldn't be what it is without people sending in stuff to represent their team. And they send in other stuff, and we'll have that other stuff up, but the remodel isn't done yet. I can't properly display for example, the pinwheel of pennants. That's going to go back up. We have some other flags that other people have sent. We had a Cal flag, a Hawaii flag, a BYU flag. So it's going to be interesting figuring out how to display everything, but we will get it figured out. We're in. This was stage one. I think stage one turned out pretty good. We do have to reinforce the shelving because those shelves are very flimsy, so there's a little bit of a bow in the middle. But overall, it's not bad. What do you think?
No, it's not. It's not real bad, but I agree
Especially
with
with the
you.
lights.
That's not gonna. That won't hold up over time. It'll continue to keep bowing. So you'll have to put a support down the
Yeah,
middle. I
we're
think
gonna
what
do.
I'm gonna do. The little micro helmets. You can buy the
Yeah,
cases for those little micro helmets and everything. That's what I want to do, and I want to get every college football team, no matter the division. I want to get them all and put them behind me.
that's definitely doable. You can get those like you can buy them by the conference.
Right, right.
It's not a bad idea. I like this. I like the stadium effect that we came up with as well. I like that.
Yeah, it does look good. So I've got a poll going right now on who they think will win this game, Notre Dame and South Carolina. So far, 78% are saying South Carolina by 10 or more, and 22% are saying Notre Dame by 9 or less.
Hmm. So it's either South Carolina by a lot or Notre Dame by a few.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Not bad. We got some smart subscribers, don't we? in viewers.
They do pretty good because when we're live, I'll throw polls up there all the time,
Yeah.
especially when we're watching games. And I don't know that they've ever been wrong about who's going to win a game when it's been the
Wow.
majority.
That's impressive. That is impressive right there. South Carolina has a 1st and 10. They're down to around the well, now it's second down and 10. They're down to around the Notre Dame 25. So if nothing else, they could get a another quick three out of this. Yeah, 40. Shipping is a pain sometimes. Yeah, I definitely understand that. Oh, by the way, I sent out the next round of koozies. I send those out for free. I still got like probably 25, 30 left. So if anybody's interested in getting a koozie, I'm about to send out the second round, probably start of next week. So just email me your address and we'll get it to you. We
And
got shipping
if
and
you've got
postage and
yours,
all that covered. We're good.
if you've got yours, you're lucky. I haven't even ever got mine.
I sent yours out.
No, I've never gotten one.
It was addressed to Yvette because that's what you wanted me to address it to. But yeah, I sent that out like um, I think it was like back in October, November. I can send another one, no
Uh,
problem. But I did send that.
yeah. Well, that's how it is around here. The mailman's always putting stuff in the wrong box and things. It's
Yeah.
crazy. I had a package delivery from Amazon one time, and this was a $400 piece of merchandise, and he put it
Oh,
on his
touchdown, South
porch.
Carolina. Nice pass.
He put it on a porch of a stranger that's probably a mile away from me, and luckily that stranger was honest. Brought it to me.
Nice. Was that another trick play? Yes, it was. That was a trick play by the special teams.
Ben says he lives in Germany, so that's why it would cost him so much to ship you something.
Uh, yeah. They got to fly that sucker, don't they? Well, I guess depends on where you order it from. They can ship it straight from there, but still, yeah.
Jason says he's never received his koozie either.
I sent his in the last batch. I sent his when was it? Maybe a week ago, something like that, or maybe on Monday. Yeah, I sent his and three others this past week. Maybe the weather held it up. I don't know.
Let me update everybody um, on the merchandise thing. So we used to have a storefront that we had the merchandise made, and sent to you by a drop shipping company, and it was just costing us so much money to buy it, and costing you so much money to get any kind of gear if you wanted a hat or a T-shirt. So I work with a lot of channels, so I just brought everybody together in like a network. So I bought all the equipment, bought all the supplies, and so now with Golden Blue Dude or Mark Rogers or Pigskin Pete or Traveling Pools or Exploring with Ben and Sam, any of those channels, you're going to be able to get their merchandise cheap now because the merchandise is actually going to be mailed out by me. I'm going to create the merchandise and mail it out. So now what you used to have to pay anywhere from $25 to $30 for a simple T-shirt, you're going to be able to get that T-shirt for 15, $20 now. So it's to save you money, it's to save us money, and it's to cut the middleman out and just make this easier. Since I work with so many channels, so
Right.
we're looking forward to that.
Actually, the koozie for Jason, I sent two at the same time because I told people earlier and I was late on that, so it was a form of an apology. So I sent two in that first batch because they had asked me a while back.
Jason, he's not in West Virginia. Uh,
Oh, okay. So you should get it. If you haven't got it yet, you should get it by tomorrow or maybe Monday. Wait, does the mail run on New Year's? No, New Year's is on Sunday, isn't it? Yeah, so you should have it by tomorrow or Monday if it's 6 days. Definitely. 'Cause I know for a fact I believe it was on Monday. I'm pretty sure it was on Monday. Notre Dame
Hey,
running an end around. They get a first down. Man,
you
they're
guys,
pulling trick plays left and right, man.
you guys are doing awesome with the like button, and we have 100% on the like button.
That's always a good thing. That's amazing. 100% is amazing. This game is crazy, man. These coaches are calling trick plays left and right. Notre Dame just got a first down a couple plays ago off end around. I know that's not an amazing trick play, but it still counts, right? You don't see an end around too often.
So,
Notre Dame
Tim,
has
what I would say to you is like, if you decided, since you're in Germany, if you decided you wanted to buy a Golden Blue Dude shirt, I don't know what other channels you watch, but if you watch Pigskin Pete or Mark Rogers, maybe order a shirt from each one of them all together so that you just have to pay at high shipping costs just one time and have merchandise from anybody you watch, whatever you wanted to order.
yeah, if you know what you want to buy and you know which brand, just get it all together. I would do it all together. All right, so we're looking at a 3rd and 4. South Carolina fans showed up for this game. They are being loud. This would definitely be a statement win for South Carolina. And oh, batted down, intercepted. This could be a pick six. This could be a pick six. If he pick six, touchdown South Carolina. Wow, wow, wow. This game might have sold out. I think it looks like the upper decks are even packed out. I think South Carolina sold this one out. I haven't seen an empty seat yet, and they even showed the upper decks. That's impressive.
Then, what I will tell you about what you're saying there, that the shipping being so much, let me say this: since we've cut out the middleman and we create the merchandise ourselves, because you live so far away and we got to ship it to you, you have to pay so much. We may be able to give you some kind of a discount code and cut you a deal on the merchandise, especially if you're going to buy, in bulk, since it's going to be shipped so far.
That's fair. All right, so just like that, South Carolina is now up 21-7. Just like that. All right, I think this was a tip at the line. Is what happened. Yeah, tipped at the line, deflected, and speed at linebacker. My gosh, that was a linebacker. He got speed at linebacker. That was a great return. Man, that definitely took the wind out of the sails of Notre Dame. That could be the turning point of this game as far as fully in favor of South Carolina. Yeah, South Carolina packed this stadium out. My God, yeah, it's showing shots of the entire stadium. It's packed out. It was sold out.
You know,
I'll give South Carolina fans credit. They support their team. I remember, I think it was like 98, 99. South Carolina went 0 and 12. 0 and 12. Think about that, Joey. 0 wins. Every game sold out. Every game.
yeah, but a lot of fan bases do support their teams. I mean, look at Nebraska's fan base.
Oh man, they haven't had a non-sellout in what, 30 years, something like that.
right,
because they
and
don't
look
count the
how
COVID year because that wasn't on them. That was just restrictions. You can't count that.
right, and look how many years they've been pretty bad. So
Yeah,
that's
that's support right there. That's home field advantage even when you suck. And Nebraska is not one of these, teams that has a 40,000 seat stadium and, you know, they're just glad to have a football team. They have a rich winning tradition and high expectations, and their stadium holds 90,000. 90,000. I know it hasn't held 90,000 the entire time, but it's been at least 70,000 the entire time they've been selling out. They
Ben. That
expanded
offer will stand.
the what?
That offer. I was telling Ben that offer will stand. Yeah, he was saying he comes to the United States. So yeah, that's fine, Ben. There's another one.
Rich Rod did run RPO. That's what Pat White did. Run pass option. Uh, it was a spread RPO. He always had the option to hand it off to either Slayton, Schmidt, take it himself, or pass. It was 100% a spread RPO.
Yeah, that's pretty much all they ran with RPO. So
Yeah, that was the offense. And like I've talked about several times, you look at historically, every time West Virginia's had a really good season, it's been with the spread RPO. Even when Holgerson was here, the best year as far as wins go, 2016, Skylar Howard spread RPO. So I think Garrett Green is perfect for that if we can recruit around him. And you look at the three running backs we have coming back. Jalen Anderson might be the best out of the group. And I know CJ Donaldson looked really, really good and he got injured. And we might be forgetting about him a little bit. But my gosh, Jalen Anderson is very, 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 very difficult to read.
I am really looking forward to the Clemson Tennessee game today. I don't know why. I just feel like Tennessee's going to blow Clemson out today. I don't know why that is, but that's how I feel.
Yes, zone read, spread RPO. Yes, that's what type of offense it was. Because zone read means all you do is run. He always had the option to pass as well. That's why you got to call it RPO, run pass option. Whether the zone is just talking about the run part, but Pat White always had the option to pass as well. Spread them out, and then yeah, most of the time we ran, but it was always in there that if the defense was crashing down on everything, that he could pull it and either run it or throw it. It was 100% a spread RPO, which is basically a form of the zone read but expanded. Did you expect Florida to be as bad as they were this year?
No, no, I
You
did
know, I,
not.
I didn't think that they were going to be, really good, but man, they were awful. I started thinking about them because, this is starting to get out of hand, and it reminded me of the ball between Oregon State and Florida. They only put up 3 points on Oregon State. 3 points. Got smashed 30-3. And his buyout is 35 million, right?
Right, right. Hey, Ben, Notre Dame don't care about the money. They care about the independent. They care about being able to say what they want to do, make their own schedule, do what they want to
They
do.
just think different. They think different is
Yeah,
the bottom
and they
line.
also you got to remember something. Notre Dame's got kind of a checkered past when it comes to getting along with certain schools like Michigan and Miami.
Oh,
And so
Michigan's the main
Michigan,
reason why they haven't joined the Big Ten.
right, and Miami's probably a big reason why they won't join the
ACC.
ACC.
They kind of take things a little too personal. It's my opinion. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion.
So he's saying that RPO is not the same as the zone read at all.
I agree with that 100%. The RPO is an expansion of the zone read. RPO means you're reading the defense to see if they collapse on the running back. And if they do, you pull it. If they don't, you let him go. At the same time, he has the option to pass it. And they always spread the receivers out to spread the defense out. Spread RPO. Yeah, Florida beating Utah, knowing what we know now, doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. But like I said at the beginning, it was the first game of the year. It was at Florida, and Florida didn't realize how much they sucked yet. So they actually had confidence in that game. Confidence goes a long way, even when you're bad. If you have a lot of confidence, that's why bad teams beat good teams sometimes. They have a lot of confidence in that particular game. What it is. I think Georgia and Ohio State's going to be much closer than Michigan TCU. I think Michigan beats TCU convincingly, but it wouldn't surprise me. Whoa, nice run by Notre Dame. That's a first down. It actually wouldn't surprise me if Ohio State beat Georgia, and that still doesn't mean that Ohio State deserved to get in. Just like 2017, Alabama won the whole daggum thing, but as far as actually deserving, earning their way in, no, they did not. They didn't even win their own division.
So UCLA is up on Pittsburgh now, 28-14, with about eight
Uh-oh.
minutes to go in the third quarter.
What did I tell
UCLA,
people at the beginning of the year or preseason about
yeah,
UCLA? I said they had
UCLA
a
just
chance
got
to
a
have a 10-win season. They finished 9-3. They win a bowl. That's 10 wins. That's probably the one that I got big laughed at. Everybody was saying, no, they're not even going to make a bowl. I'm like, number one, did you not pay attention last year? They went 8-4. Number two, pretty much everybody's coming back, and the schedule isn't that difficult. Like, I don't think people, like, I think they just assume UCLA, they haven't been good for a very while. You have to actually look at things and pay attention to what's happened, what they gained, what they lost, what the schedule looks like, and it's set up for a pretty good year for UCLA. They're a good football team.
Big Bell Brett's in the house. What's going on, Big Bell Brett?
What's up, buddy? I haven't seen Carolina Jackpot in a while. Have you?
No, I'm not. I like that comment.
Honestly, I hope Georgia does, but I'm telling you, I think the matchups support a close game. I still have Georgia winning the game, but I think it's going to be a close game. Basically, honestly, because everybody looks at that Michigan game, it comes down to if Ohio State can avoid those big plays, because that's what Michigan did to Ohio State. I mean, four of their scores were by 45 or more yards, passing and running. It might have been five. And I think, and Ohio State's defense is better than people realize. And I think Georgia, I mean, I don't want to say that they don't have an explosive offense, because they do to a certain extent, but they're not known for chunking big plays like that. They're more, about running the ball down your throat, methodically wearing you down. And I do think they do that to Ohio State, but I think Ohio State will be able to limit those massive big plays that killed them against Michigan, which will keep them in the football game. Still don't think it's enough for Ohio State to win, but it's going to be a close game in my opinion.
So the poll, I ended the poll, and 72% say Notre Dame is going to win this game. 50% of them think by 10 or more points.
Wow, they're expecting a nice comeback and a blowout. They're playing against the odds on that one right now, aren't they?
They're predicting Notre Dame will win. So, or South Carolina, 50% by 10 or more. Notre Dame, 9 or less, 27% of them. And South Carolina by 9 or less, 22%. So a total of 72% think South Carolina will win the game.
Okay, so they're
20,
going with South Carolina. All right.
right,
Yeah, that
right,
makes more
right.
sense. I thought you said Notre Dame.
I did. I misspoke. Sorry about that.
Oh, big run by Notre Dame down inside the 10-yard line. So they might score right now.
John Waffle, it's next man up. I don't want no excuses, dude.
Everybody in bowls that's part of bowl season now, unfortunately. Everybody sits out and transfer portal issues and all that stuff. It is what it is.
Patty, it's 21-7.
The reason you're losing is because the players on the field, UCLA is the better team right now. Now, if the game's not over, Pitt could come back and win the game. Like it's like how much time is left in that game?
So the Pitt UCLA game is 7 minutes left in the third quarter.
Okay, they're up by 2 touchdowns, right?
Right,
That's
28-14.
that's not a blowout yet. There's still hope. How many we got watching now, Joey? Flying
Uh,
blind.
it's still bouncing around. Can somebody in the chat tell me how many? Because it's bouncing around on StreamYard. It's not letting me know anything.
Nice.
If I go over to YouTube, it's saying 10. It's early on a Friday afternoon though. There's a bunch of people live streaming.
Oh
So
yeah, I forgot about that. Second and goal for Notre Dame down on the 7. Back to pass. He was open, but that's incomplete. So this is gonna be third down for Notre Dame.
yeah, we're fluctuating because I think a lot of them are bouncing around from different live shows, just coming in and see what's going on.
Yeah, I mean this one's one of the bigger games of the day. So
Everybody spread the word. We're going to hire a stripper. No, I'm kidding.
there you go. Almost killed everybody. You were down late to Missouri by 10 points. I don't know about that. Oh, big sack.
But I agree. There's no need in changing your philosophy to beat Ohio State. You dance with the one that brought you.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't think Georgia needs to change anything up. I just think it's gonna be a close game.
6 o'clock that game kicks off, Ben. Clemson,
Man,
Tennessee.
South Carolina's defense really playing very well right now. So Notre Dame is going to be held to a field goal.
John, one more time. Next man up. I'm serious. I mean, I don't care if UCLA does
I
have
guess
all
we
their
got a
players playing.
field goal's good, so it's going to be 21-10. I guess he's wanting us to feel bad for Pitt. I don't know.
I hope UCLA beats them by 60.
Well, of course we hope that. I was trying to be empathetic there for a minute, but now we're going down the winding road of whining.
Yeah.
West Virginia we didn't have a good team because we didn't have a good coach. We were not good. West Virginia was terrible this year. We were bad. Bad, bad, bad. Does this feel bad for Pitt Day? National Feel Bad for Pitt Day?
Yeah.
Joey, I gotta run.
No.
About time for her to get off, so I gotta go pick her up real quick. I'll try to jump back on here in a little bit. Just let me know if you're still
Okay.
live.
All right. I may not be. because I do if you did, but that's cool. I'll hang out, everybody.
All right. Your audio is a little iffy now. I'll holler at you in a little bit. All right, buddy.
Well, that's why I probably need to quit. So, all right, see you later.
See you, bud. Thank you.
So yeah, everyone. So I still don't have my good internet in yet. With the holidays now, it's going to be Tuesday for I Okay, I'm back. So I lost everything. See, I've had to hotspot my phone to be on my laptop. So this doesn't work out too well. But Golden Blue Dude had no way to set the stream up and asked me if I set the stream up. So I was able to set the stream up for him. But without him being here, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do the show. You guys keep me posted. If my audio is really bad, there's no need in me doing this. Just let me know if you can even hear me, guys, and how it sounds. I like the comment by Nightpot. What do you call a good-looking girl on a Pitt campus? A visitor. Vin says that Pitt lost motivation and momentum after that Tennessee game. Mark, that's just it. I'll tell you, the fiber. So they ran fiber in my area. It comes all the way to my driveway. The fiber does, and it stops. And for me to get it, because my driveway is 800 foot long, so for me to get it, they have to bring it on through my property, and they have to set poles. They can't run it underground. They have to set poles, and I got to pay for those, and that's like $1,000 for each one, and they need 4 poles to get it to my house. So I'm looking, and I had to pay for it to get it to the end of my driveway as well, because it did not come even up this far. But when they got to the end of my driveway, then they told me I was going to get poles. So I'm looking at another 4 grand, plus the cost of the wire, plus the cost of labor for them to do that. So I was like, I can't do that right now. So we are working on another type of internet. It will be here Tuesday, and hopefully it's going to work out for us. And Mark says his provider's calling him for fiber. Um, yeah. HR says, where's Slovis? Keaton Slovis transferred. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to catch up a chat here. Mark, I have no idea what you're saying. Can you please speak English in our chat? Appreciate everybody being here. So, Golden Voodoo was here, had to run. So, I'm doing the stream here for a little bit. Let me give you guys some score updates. Um, so, a final that went earlier today, the Dukes Mayo Bowl. Maryland took down NC State 16-12. The Sun Bowl right now is going on. There's 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. UCLA is beating Pitt 28-21. So Pitt finally scored again. Okay, made that game closer. And this game right here that we're watching, Notre Dame 10, South Carolina 21. 7 minutes to go before the half. Um, so Mark says, if you Golden Blue to get fiber, it will deliver the stream into the next decade. 200 Mets up is about 4 stuff. 4K stream. Right. I understand, and that's what I want. Now, Golden Blue Dude himself, he has fiber. I do not. Like I said, it comes in my driveway. It would cost me at least, well, 4,000 just for the poles. So you're looking at probably 5 to 6 grand to get internet to my house. Um, I I've got 57 acres. My house sits pretty far off from my entrance to my driveway. So that cost is on me, and I do not think that I want to pay all that money right now. So but there are other options. So I'm going to try some another option first. That was a $400 option. I'm going to try it. It will be here Tuesday. Money back guarantee on it. So we'll see how it works. Wish me luck. Uh, Ben says I'm an old nasty dude from Germany, but my son went to Mississippi State for his last 2 years of college. At that time, I became a Mississippi State fan. Well, yeah, man, you gotta support, where your family goes. So yeah, I don't blame you. Um, HR saying, "Where's the Pitt pass rush?" See, I'm not watching the Pitt game. I'm on the Notre Dame South Carolina game, but I am keeping up with the score. I do have the score up, so I am keeping up with that. But I couldn't tell you what's going on that game. Uh, Jason says, "Sell your grand piano, Joey." Yeah, yeah. If I had one, I would. Yeah, I think it's funny that a lot of people think that I do have that is my house and my grand piano. That is nothing more than a green screen. So that is funny. Uh, yeah, Mark, I am in the six. Uh, I am way out in the six. So if anybody knows anything about West Virginia, and I know some of you are from West Virginia, so I am near Fairmont, Clarksburg area. Okay, but I'm 11 miles from um, Fairmont and Bridgeport. I'm sorry, Bridgeport. 11 miles from Bridgeport. If you get off and exit there at Bridgeport, it's 11 miles to my front door, and that's 11 country miles. I mean, it's not country miles completely different because we're talking through the mountains, round curves, down over hills, one lane roads. I mean, so yes, we're even lucky we have the option for fiber down here because there's not very many people. I mean, like I said, I've got 57 acres. The community where I live, there are 5 houses. There's only 5 families. That's all there is down here. So now there's more way on up the road, but right here in my area, there's only 5 of us. So we're lucky they even offer it to us. Mark says he's 50 yards from the pole, and they want to put it in for free. But I know they're just going to raise the rates again. They already have me at 140 a month. But now they offered the rates here for me were going to be for guaranteed for 2 years at 49.99 a month. That was with a house phone and high speed internet, unlimited high speed internet. So it was well worth it to do it because I was paying $400 a month for satellite. That's what I was using with satellite. It was costing me $400 a month. So so I decided to go with the fiber, and I paid for it to get from into my driveway. But then they realized they couldn't bury it underground on my property, so now they got to set poles, and I've got to pay for those. So I'm having to put a stop to it. Mark says his ancestors are from Huntington, West Virginia. Uh, well, yeah, Mennonites, yeah, from southwestern Ohio and Wheeling, West Virginia too. Right. Yeah, there are some Mennonites around here. Not very many. Most of the Mennonites are down around Kentucky, but in southwest Ohio as well too. So I know where you're coming from there. Um, to Grandma's house we go. Jason says. Um, Mark says 57 acres nice. Burn wood. I hope to stay warm. How about Starlink? Starlink is not available to me yet. I am on the waiting list for Starlink, but they haven't contacted me yet. They say they're coming to my area in 2023. Doesn't tell me when in 2023. So who knows? It could be December of 2023. So um, now, one thing that I will let everybody know, I think everyone knows Tide Guy, right? Jeff Grimm. So Tide Guy and I are going to start a show together. Here, I'll put this up for you. So if you'll type the word news, just type the word news, NEWS, in the chat, Nightbot will give you a link to my new channel. Because Ty Guy and I are starting a channel out called College Football News Hour. Now, he's in Mexico. We have talked about me moving to Mexico. Has anybody looked at prices? We looked at a house, my wife and I looked at a house in Mexico yesterday, a condominium. And so, I'm an old man. So we're talking, I don't want to take care of 57 acres anymore. So if we move to Mexico, we can get a condominium. Uh, and it's brand new construction, just built, granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, beautiful. Um, it's on the fourth floor of a high rise condominium complex, and we can get it for $325 a month, and that includes everything. It includes all your utilities and your internet, high speed fiber, for $325 a month. So yeah, and also it includes maid service once a week. So they have a maid comes in once a week, cleans, washes and our bed sheets and towels, and cleans the whole condominium for us, top to bottom, and it includes that for $325 a week. So a month. So my wife and I are thinking about moving to Mexico. It may be well worth it for us. Ben says that he pays 39.99 euro, all included for internet per month, and service is excellent. In the U.S., it's T-Mobile, it's Telecom there. Yeah, yeah. Um, Sarah says Ronnie Hammonds is a nice player. Maybe Riley at USC can poach him for next season. There's gonna be a lot of things. So I will tell you this. All right, that brings up a good point. So this new show that I was talking about, College Football News Hour, that's what Jeff Grimm and I are going to concentrate on. So every day we're going to go live from 3 to 4:30 Eastern time. Every day we're going to do this. We're going to go live for an hour and a half. We're going to take a conference each day. So on Mondays it's going to be ACC, Tuesdays will be Big Ten, Wednesdays a Big 12. And we're going to do that. We're going to take a conference each day for the 5 days, and we're going to talk about one team from that conference each week. So, like, um, let's say it's West Virginia week in the Big 12 on Wednesday. We're going to talk about West Virginia. We're going to talk about every player they lost, every player they got coming back. We're going to break down every player that's in the transfer portal and where they may go, and we're going to talk about every player we picked up recruiting and transfer portal. So we'll cover West Virginia in depth that day. The next week in Big 12, it may be Baylor that we talk about, and we'll do the same thing for them. And we're going to do that for every conference and for every team. So, and it's going to be done live. So, but we're looking forward to starting the channel. Not everybody's doing what we're going to do. A lot of people have college football channels, but we're going to go in depth into the transfer portal, into recruiting, so you'll know where players are, what players have left teams, and you might want to say, "Hey, I hope my team can pick that player up that you didn't know was in the portal." So that's what we're going to cover. So, like I say, if you type the word news, NEWS, in the chat, Nightbot will give you the link to that channel. It will start up January the 9th. Mark says you don't need a house phone with VoIP, but you need one if you need a phone number. Right, right, Mark. Um, so Starlink. Mark says me too on the list, but the upfront cost is a bit much at $5.99 a month, and I'm sure they will go up once Elon get you by the balls. Yeah, you're right there, Mark. I mean, seriously, that is a high startup cost. But when you think of my alternative of the thousands of dollars it will cost me to get the fiber here, it's a lot better to pay $5.99. So we'll see. But I had Viasat. I do not recommend it. Was it good internet? Yeah, I didn't have a lot of trouble with it, but you don't get a lot either. So it was costing me. It was my base plan. I got 150 gigabytes a month. It's all I got. 150 gigabytes, and it cost me $259 a month for that 150 gigabytes. Then I could buy more. If I wanted to buy 30 more gigabytes, it cost me 40 more dollars. You guys know how much YouTube I do? I mean, I do it 24 hours a day pretty much. I'm always on YouTube. So I was having to buy extra data all the time. It was costing me over $400 a month just for my Viasat bill. So I had to make a change. Nobody can keep paying $400 a month. So, um, so let's see. Mark says I think the Big Ten right now is either 3-0 in bowl games. Minnesota, Wisconsin, Maryland all won. I would have to go back and look. I'd have to go back and look at that. I know the SEC wasn't doing real good for a while. I don't even know how they're doing now. Um, Touchdown, Notre Dame, yeah. So South Carolina up 21-10 on Notre Dame. Uh, Jason says, "Why are we so far behind?" I am really far behind, guys. I can tell you right now, I am really far behind. Let me. So that's what I'm talking about. So I can't. I watch TV. I use YouTube TV. That's what I subscribe to. Is YouTube TV. I'm on my phone hotspotting it. So the TV's running off of that hotspot off my phone, and my computer right now are streaming this. So my games get really far behind. I apologize for that. I am trying to get um, caught up here, though. Um, Ben says that is crazy. We have flat rate all included in Germany. Yes, I know. And that's why I'm talking about going to Mexico because it's flat rate there as well. Mark says your West Virginia accent is great for YouTube. To us Midwesterners, it just sounds so casual and inviting. I can definitely see you doing well on YouTube. Well, thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. You would really love my wife's accent. That's right. My wife is very very country. Ben says 24-16 touchdown Notre Dame. Uh, Thank you, Ben. I just fast forwarded my TV to get caught up, but it's that commercial. So um, yeah, Jason, that's what I figured out. Notre Dame just ran one to the house. Yeah, thank you, Jason. And Johnny's hollering defense, defense, defense. Let's see what's going on in the Pitt game here real quick. Pitt 21, UCLA 28 still, fourth quarter, 14 minutes to go. All right. Mark says Notre Dame, Texas, and Tennessee never fail to disappoint me. I despise them all. But when I need them to win or lose, they always disappoint. Yeah, that's about the truth. That is about the truth. Um, Nothing as bad as Tennessee and Texas, though, especially the last few years, the past several years. Tennessee's kind of doing a lot better now, but they become a thank you for the $2 super chat. He says, "Happy late birthday, Joey." Thank you so much, David. Appreciate it. Had a great birthday. My wife and I we went out to dinner. I always get a cookie from the Great American Cookie Company, one of those chocolate chip cookies. And my wife was calling it in yesterday morning to order it. And I told her, I said, "Don't do that. Let's just go to dinner today. I want to go out to dinner for a change." So we went out to dinner, had a nice steak, and just enjoyed it. Um, let's see what. So Ben says Tennessee will go places with Heupel. This dude is a real deal. He is a winner as quarterback, and he is a winner as a coach. Give him one more year for recruiting. I agree. Josh Heupel is a great coach. Yeah, he is a great coach. I really like him. Now another thing too is Auburn. You know, getting their coach right. They got what they wanted. That could be a problem though in the ethics category. So Nick DTV says that the Pitt game is really aggravating him. Um, so Pitt always gets so lucky. Yeah, they do. They've gotten lucky all year, haven't they? They didn't have any luck against Tennessee. But they have come back in this game like at 28-21, so hats off to them. And John Wapples was saying that they didn't have any of their players. A lot of their players opted out, but nobody opted out for UCLA. I don't know how true that is. I haven't checked that, but uh, Johnny says I don't like that Notre Dame left over 5 minutes on the clock. Yeah, let me make sure I am caught up here on the TV. Uh, Ben says thanks for streaming. Hey, thanks for being here, Ben. I appreciate you being here. Uh, I appreciate everybody being here. Be sure you hit the like button. It helps stroke the algorithms. It don't stroke my ego, but it strokes the algorithms, lets people know that we're on, we're live, and gets more people in here. Um, Johnny says Notre Dame just has no answers for South Carolina passing attack. Well, yeah, true, but it is a close game right now, 24-17. I can't remember what our poll said. 50% felt like that Notre Dame or that South Carolina would win by 10 or more points. You could see that in a game like this, but you could also see um, South Carolina losing by like 3 points. Nick C says, "How many tip pass interceptions have we had all year?" Yeah, it's been a lot of them. Yeah, and you remember it started out game one, West Virginia Pitt came down to the end. West Virginia threw a pass. The receiver tipped it in the air, intercepted by Pitt, run back for a touchdown, and the rest is history. Pitt won the backyard brawl. So we started out the season with tip passes. We might as well end the season with tip passes for touchdowns. Where did South Carolina come from this year? Last 3 or 4 games, they just woke up. Geez, could have been a decent season. Yeah. Um, you know, I think they finally got in sync with the quarterback. You're bringing in a new quarterback and things got to gel between all the team. The offensive line's got to learn to work together to know what the quarterback's going to do, and I think it just took them some time to get together. Um, but look, they're 8-4, decent season. Uh, Nothing to complain about there. So hopefully, South Carolina can next year go maybe 10-2. I'll have to look at their schedule and give a prediction later on in the year, but we'll see. Um, Ben says Beamer does a lot of trick plays today, or am I wrong? Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I've been watching chat and trying to keep up with my internet, making sure I got service and a lot of other things. But I've not even been watching the game, just trying to keep up the score. So I don't know if they've done any trick plays or not. Um, you know, the old saying of Beamer ball, right? Of course, that's Frank Beamer, but still holds true for the Beamers in general. That Beamer ball, you have to watch. That means you got to watch special teams. It means you got to watch the trick plays. It means you got to watch pretty much the whole field, everything. So, um, Johnny says, well, let's go. Alert for everything. South Carolina is throwing everything in. Yeah. Yeah. Well, South Carolina is probably the better team. Both these teams beat Clemson, right? So we'll have to see. And I called both those wins for them too. I said I picked Notre Dame to beat Clemson, and I picked South Carolina to beat Clemson as well. So, and now tonight, Tennessee and Clemson, I'm taking Tennessee in that game. I think Tennessee will win that game. So, how about uh, what's going on in the Pitt game? Tied up 28-28. Pitt and UCLA. 12 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. While I'm tempted to flip over to that game. Um, Hard to believe that game's tied up now because it looked like UCLA was running away with it over Pitt. That's unreal. Mm-mm-mm. So, wow. Um, so Ben says he has a PC for the game and laptop for the chat. I've got that as well if I wanted to do it, but I've got the game on my TV up here and it's streaming through my internet. Then I'm on my laptop right now because my laptop seems to work better when I'm hotspotted to my phone than say my computer does. So I just use my laptop when I'm streaming like this. Well, guys, I think that I'm going to have to jump out of here. But I appreciate everybody coming in and stuff. I thank you for being here. Um, One more time, if somebody would just type in the word news, NEWS, in the chat, Nightbot will give you a link to my new channel starting January the 9th. And we're going to go live at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll be doing that every day. Plus, we'll have videos every day. We'll upload a video up there every day. So be sure and tune into that. Sub it up for me if you would. And we will, um, I'll make sure that we have a great show for you guys. One more before we leave here. Ben says, Joey, Tennessee has no chance against Klubnik and Clemson. No Hooker, no Tillman, no Hyatt. Tennessee has nothing to offer on offense against the top five defense, and Klubnik is a gunslinger. I would agree, except for the Josh Heupel effect. That's what I feel like. So I'm going to leave it at that. All right, guys. Everyone have a great day. Thank you for being here, and we appreciate your support. And probably go live again. Might even go live later tonight or see you tomorrow. Okay? Everyone have a great night. And a happy new year if I don't get to see you anymore. That's right. Happy New Year.